Welcome back to What Do You Got, episode 4. We got some stuff to discuss, some big games. Obviously, we had our recap on Monday, so we're not going to discuss any of that. I'm sure it'll come back up, though, by some of the games we're going over. You know what I'm talking about. Let's get right into the games. We're not going to waste any time. Big playoff implications and SEC championship implications going on in Norman, Oklahoma this week. Me and you will be there, Baldwin. We will be there. And what do you expect to see in front of the crowd?
Well, this could be Lane Kiffin's last game at Ole Miss, unfortunately. But what I expect to see game-wise, I mean, obviously everyone's been talking about it. We got an electric offense that could not get stopped until fourth quarter against Georgia. And then we got apparently the number one defense in college football. Now, what I like to think is that Oklahoma's defense is just overrated. I mean, what good offense have they played so far this year? I got Michigan, cool to hell in the 13 points. Not like they're a good offense. Let me look at who else have they played? I don't think they played any offense even close to Ole Miss or even like a top 20 offense. So
South Carolina. I mean, it's always tough to stop Lenore's Sellers and to hold him to 7 points.
Who else do they have, though? It's Lenore's or nothing.
Yeah, it's Lenore's. Hey, to be honest, I'm with you. I don't think they've really played anybody. I would say South Carolina's offense is probably harder to stop than Michigan's. I don't know if that's a hot take.
Maybe.
So, I mean, those two teams, though, they held them to, what'd they give Michigan? 13, and then holding South Carolina to 7. I mean, you hold anybody to 7 points, that's a pretty good outing.
Yeah, I mean, I think the question is if Ole Miss is going to be able to stop. Yeah, I don't think Oklahoma's offense is the best, but it's fine. So it's a question of can the defense stop it enough? Because I think Ole Miss will score around I think we can get 4 touchdowns, but can we hold them below that? So I think that's the question.
Yeah,
Y'all covered it. It's pretty good.
Was I supposed to keep going?
No, you're good. I thought Jay was going. Usually I finish it up. It doesn't matter. All right, we're getting used to it. We're getting better. We've gotten better as it's gone on. Believe it or not.
Well, you guys covered everything I was going to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you hit it on the head, Baldwin. I think the lucky number is around 30. I think Ole Miss probably has to score 30 on that defense. Maybe they can get away with 27, but Ole Miss's defense is just so questionable that I think for them to feel comfortable in winning the game, 30 points is where you need to be shooting. Doesn't matter how you get there. But they haven't been punting. They punted twice against Georgia. They punted once against Arkansas. The Ole Miss offense has been unbelievable in basically every single game except LSU. They had a really bad, slow first quarter, but then they figured it out. And Washington State, they looked pretty bad. But I am so confused on why this line is where it is. And I've come to the conclusion that if Ole Miss loses this game and somehow doesn't cover, I think there's locker room issues, and Lane Kiffin has lost the locker room because of all the rumors going around. Because if I had to pick, I genuinely believe Ole Miss would win this game by 14-plus points. Because I don't think Oklahoma is that great. I don't think they're that great. I think there's a chance that they finish 8-4. And I'm taking the outright upset for Ole Miss for sure. And until I know for a fact that Lane Kiffin has lost the locker room, I'm going to choose to believe that he hasn't yet.
I agree. I think Landry Kiffin is going to convince that man to stay home. And Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin, and he makes it clear to the world, goes into Norman, Oklahoma, lays this big-on nutsack on the table, wipes it around, and walks out there with a massive W. I think Lane Kiffin is showing the world, I'm an Ole Miss Rebel for life. Let's go. Rabs by 20. 21.
I love it. Big old nutsack on John Mateer's forehead. Did you see that? He sleeps 10 hours a night. What are we doing? Live your life, man. 10 hours? What are we doing? Now, I might scroll for 10 hours sometimes, but that's different.
I respect the sleep. I respect it. I don't know when you go to bed, though, when you're a football player with 10 hours of sleep. go to bed at 10 p.m.
To 8 or 9.
Use some sleep, Baldo.
Yeah, no, you probably got to wake up at like 6.
Yeah,
Got to go to bed at 8 p.m.
They probably do have morning practices. I got flies in here. All right, well, let's get gritty. Game day. Mizzou, 1 loss, takes on 1 loss Vanderbilt. Another game with serious SEC championship aspirations on the line and playoff implications as well, because both of those teams still have a tough game ahead of them. So losing this one's going to make the road a lot harder for them.
All I got to say about this game is give me Vandy. Diego Pavia cannot be stopped. I mean, I think the game's really a coin flip, can go either way, like the roster on the team and like the team in general. So I'm just going to take the home team. Give me Diego Pavia, puts his name in the Heisman race. And yeah, if he wins out, he's going to win the Heisman. Probably not going to happen, but he's going to put his name in the race this week. Just hit the Heisman pose last week. He's ready.
Give me Eli Drink, Bo Primm, and the boys to walk into game day. Everyone thinking, Vandy football, we might just be back. Absolutely not. The Missouri Tigers go in there, pull up a double-digit win. Missouri proves to the world they're the real deal, and sends Diego Pavia home back to his mother.
I've thought about this one a little bit. People have been talking Lane Kiffin, tough matchup this week as he's getting talked about for the Florida job. Well, so is Eli Drinkowitz. And he hasn't come out and said, I'm staying either. I don't think it's about the money. I do think it's about the resources. I think Mizzou is playing for their coach this week. Because if they lose this game, he's going to be a little bit nervous, or I'd be a little bit nervous as a Mizzou fan, that he's considering the Florida job as well. Then you got Vandy coming off a hot one against LSU, putting up the most points anyone's put on him last year. All this hype around Diego Pavia being so bad for the last 20 years. They hadn't made a bowl game since 2008 before last season. And now you're hosting College Game Day. Who would have ever thunk that Vandy would host College Game Day? This is a pivotal moment for their program. They have the number 1 quarterback in the class visiting this week, who's committed to Georgia, but he's from Nashville. He will be visiting Vandy this week for the game. This is a chance to put on a show for your team, for your fans, for your city. But I don't think they do it. I think Mizzou is just a better team. I think Mizzou comes out on top and does it for Drink. Makes that decision a little bit tougher, debating between there and Florida.
Drink staying home, baby. Give me the Tigers.
They're going to be drinking in Mizzou.
I've been seeing all on Twitter, Florida fans hate the idea of Drink at Florida. And I'm like, why?
Why would you hate it? I mean,
I
that
don't
guy,
know.
He's done unbelievable things. He puts his heart and soul into that program over there.
I don't know why they hate it. They think he's a nerd or something.
He's definitely a nerd. He's very open about it. He actually claims to be the biggest nerd in college football. I don't know if you've ever heard him say that. But I don't know. I think they go Lane Kiffin, then they go give Drinkowitz a call just like that. I think those are the two guys that, they got to be at the top of the list. But I have seen some interesting stuff on, obviously Florida has the bigger name, the more appealing place to be for recruits and the in-state recruits. But when it comes to resources, if you really think about it, Florida, they've really only had Spurrier and Urban Meyer. Other than that, it's not like they've had dominant coaches that have just wiped the table. Those are the two guys that have built their program up historically. And other than that, Dan Mullen was their next best coach. And, he didn't do better than a 2-loss season, So I don't think it's as crazy as people make it sound when it comes to the difference. I think it's a little bit of an elevation going from Ole Miss or Mizzou to Florida, but I don't think it's as much as people think it is. It's not going from Ole Miss to, a historic program like Alabama or Georgia. I think there's a little, there's a tier 2 there, and I think Florida's in that tier 2. Maybe even tier 3, depending on how you rank them. But I would say the tier ones is like the Georgia, the Ohio State, and then you get the tier twos like the Florida and the Penn State and the Auburn, and then you got the tier threes like Mizzou and Ole Miss. And I don't think it's as far as people think.
I would agree too, just because I think no one really knows where college football is going. So you could easily transfer portal. We don't even know the rules. The rules could be different in 3 years. And the only thing is, I don't know. I know Lane especially. Florida's not a portal program, and is he going to get to Florida and not be a portal program all of a sudden? I don't believe that. I believe fully he'll go to Florida and still use the portal. Maybe not as much, but so it's I don't know if that fits their vibe. It could fit, could not, because then he also has all the recruits, plus he gets to go to the portal when he wants to, kind of like a Georgia or Bama. That's probably their thinking. But no, my point is no one knows what the landscape's going to be, so no one really knows how much better. I think the money-wise, it's probably a little better at Florida, just because you probably have a little more NIL facilities and all that. But other than that, which is obviously pretty big, but I don't think it's as far.
Yeah, man, I don't think Florida's a job that you're damn, bro, you can't pass up on the Florida job. I'd be nah, fuck that, I'm good. I'm staying home, you know? I feel the Florida job's overrated. It's not. I'd rather stay at Ole Miss and build something, or at Mizzou and build my own, than go to Florida. Personally,
You could have a statue here, man.
You know what you have too. You know that you're in full control of the program here at a bigger school like Florida. You might not necessarily walk in there and be able to just make every single call out there.
Yeah, you're gonna have a bitch booster. Wow, what's a booster? Booster, a bitch booster, like they got in the Chad Powers TV show, who pisses me off during the episodes. But you gonna have someone like that down here in Florida.
Are you guys caught up on Chad Powers?
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
Unbelievable. Latest episode was unbelievable. I can't believe they got Glenn Powell to do that show.
I can't believe it either. It's amazing.
It's amazing. And then you got the dad from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. And to be honest, I haven't watched a show I had doubts because, how do you actually pull this off to make it somewhat realistic? Obviously, it's not realistic, but, I think they did a good job trying to make it as realistic as possible. And, I'm sitting on my couch laughing my ass off.
Dude,
it's hilarious.
The game, when they played Ole Miss, I think the conversation between him and Coach, I don't think I've laughed harder in my life, honestly. That was hilarious. When you got the chick saying it, it's, hilarious. I'm that is amazing. That's hilarious.
You can't even tell. The bed's already covered in shit. It's dirty shit.
Yeah, you got a hot chick saying the R word? Come on. That's some fucking crazy shit. That's funny as hell.
Yeah, we're unfiltered. We don't say that around here. TV shows are different. All right. Anyway, with that being said, around here we don't discriminate the group of five. One of the biggest group of five games of the season coming up right now. Huge conference championship, potential on the line this game. Memphis coming off that brutal loss to the Trent Dilfer-less UAB Blazers. But USF looks really damn good. I know they lost to Miami, but, they put a whooping on North Texas, which is probably the second biggest game of the year. But this one, whoever loses this game is probably out of, if Memphis loses, they're out of the playoff race. USF, obviously their one loss is not a conference game, so they could get some stuff to go their way and get a tiebreaker there. But what do you guys think about this one?
You guys know where I stand. You know where I stand, and you know who I'm riding with. Alex Golsh and the fast-paced offense. Yeah, give me the Bulls again, baby. I bet on them to cover last week. 21.5 point spread. A bang. I haven't looked at the line this week, but you already know I'm putting house on Bulls spread. I would assume it's probably around somewhere between 3 to 5. I'm going to guess 4.5. That's my official prediction on the spread of that game. But I am hammering South Florida. Call your girl. Drinks are on you if you bet South Florida this week. Come on, fellas.
I love it, Jay. I love it. This line, so your guess, pretty accurate. It's at 6 right now. So that was pretty solid. But the thing is about
this. It was 4.5. This morning it was 4.5.
It was 4.5 this morning?
It was 4.5 today.
Wow.
Earlier today.
All I know is about this line.
Why they moved it? That's why they moved it. Go Bulls.
Jay's team. No, I know this line too opened as Memphis -1, and I don't know if that's because their quarterback might not be playing. I don't know if like that's the reason why, or they just think USF's going to roll. Because I think USF might just roll them. I think their defense is underrated too. Like Jay was talking about their high-powered offense. I think their defense is like pretty decent. I mean, Miami dropped a ton on them. North Texas still dropped 30 on them, but it's because they have so many possessions in the game. They went and dropped 60 on them too. So I think the defense is a little underrated too. And Memphis obviously has a good offense. So I'm with Jay. USF's going to roll them.
You know, I was with you guys for a while, but that loss could not have come at a better time
You hate fun. You
for
hate
Memphis.
fun. You hate fun.
Why is this not fun? Picking a six point underdog to win?
You hate camaraderie. You hate group camaraderie.
Well,
You just hate fun.
here's what I'm saying. Antoine Hill, top 10 quarterback in the class, formerly committed to Deion in Colorado, decides I'm going to Memphis because I think I could start right away. But they're like, hang on, we're bringing in Brendan Lewis, who was also used to be at Colorado, right? Colorado fueling the Memphis quarterback room. Everyone's talking about Alex Golesh getting a good job. What about Ryan Silverfield, man? Because he's good every single year at Memphis. I mean, they beat Arkansas earlier this year. Now,
Arkansas
they
just
probably
fired
took their
Sampson.
foot off the gas a little bit. Coming in the game, you're losing. Your backup quarterback has to come in. That's a tough spot to go. Well, now he's loose. I love to pick first-time starting quarterbacks. I love it. I love to bet on backup quarterbacks to do well. I think Antoine Hill has the talent, and I think he can go in there. They're at home. Don't forget that. They're at home, and Memphis actually brings a crowd. They fill that stadium.
What want to talk about? Home and away. Look what USF did last week on the road at North Texas. That was the biggest football game in the history of North Texas, and they went out there and spanked them around. Ass whooped them, Tom. You think we're
quarterback
scared
making
of
his
a
fifth
crowd?
start in his life.
We won. We won the game.
win.
Well, not we.
Yes,
They
you
won
did
the
win.
game in Florida when Florida was ranked, when Florida was relevant. That's impressive.
And
Now they
Memphis
suck.
beat Arkansas. Memphis held Arkansas to 32 points. Texas A&M couldn't do that. Ole Miss couldn't do that. You want to talk about defense? Their defense is great. They're the only team that stopped Taylor Green this year by stopping them 32 points. Well, Notre Dame as well. But I think this is a good spot for Memphis, and their backs are against the wall because they absolutely can't lose this game. And I would pick them to cover the spread, and I would pick them to win the game. 3 straight underdogs for me. Picking all 3 underdogs outright to start the show. Now, we obviously don't discriminate the group of 5. We do discriminate FCS. I'm sorry. 1 versus 2 this week? No, it's not. Okay? This is the FCS we're talking about. South Dakota State's quarterback left there to go to Iowa. Okay? That tells you all you need to know about the play level difference here. Because he didn't want to play in this 1-2 game. He wanted to go to Iowa instead and throw for 80 yards a game. I don't like the FCS. I don't like this hype around the 1 versus 2. I get it's the Dakotas. It's probably pretty exhilarating for those 2 states, but get them out of here. That's not
Mark
one team.
Gronowski's a dog, man. I don't like the Mark Gronowski hate. He's got Iowa rolling. They're about to have another 10-win season, man.
Hey, man, it's less hate on Mark Gronowski. It's more hate on if this game really meant something and South Dakota State, North Dakota State were really like that, he would have stayed there. And North Dakota State would have the balls after winning 8 championships in a 9-year span to be like, can somebody please pick us up and we'll go FBS? But they never wanted to do that. So now little brother finally caught up to him, South Dakota State. I don't care. I don't know anything about the game. Give me South Dakota State. North Dakota State peaked like 5 years ago. So give me the Jackrabbits.
Can I be honest? You just shit on like a whole entire state. Like you just shit on like a whole community of people. Like that was absurd. Don't hate on small ball. Don't
I
hate on
didn't say
small
that.
ball.
I said it's probably pretty exciting for the Dakotas. I said it's probably pretty exciting for them.
I'm a D3 football fan, right? I go to a D3 school. I'm a fan of the University of Wisconsin Whitewater Warhawks, and we fucking love it, all right? We fucking love the Warhawks. Don't you fucking hate on small football. All right, we're playing for the Axe this week, you motherfucker. Don't disrespect small ball. We love.
That's
we
fine.
love us
I'm
some
not
small
here to
football.
hype up a 1 versus 2 matchup
Small
of
football.
FCS teams, bro. That's not. Don't call it 1 versus 2. All
It
right.
is one versus
It's called
two.
D1
Yes, yes.
Double A. We don't go. Oh, the Louisville Bats are playing the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp this week for the Triple A
Name me
World
another
Series.
AAA.
Let's go hype it up. Nobody does that.
Name me a AAA team that Eric Chicago didn't play on.
The River Cats. Bang. River Cats, River Bandits, Durham Bulls.
Durham Bulls, Bull Durham, hell yeah! See, we know ball on this pod, baby. That was awesome.
We got knowledge. We got knowledge.
No, I'll be honest, like, I think it's gonna be a cool game, but like, I'm not mad. Game day's not there. Like, game day should be in Nashville. Like,
Dude,
people
this is the
hating on
biggest
it.
weekend in Vandy history, damn near.
Yeah.
Like,
They're
unless they
still-
win this game and then they host Tennessee, who has 2 losses, then that or no, they go to Tennessee. So this is win or go home for Vandy in a big way. And you know who they play next week? They go to Austin, Texas. That's who they play. So Vandy knows they have to win this game because they're playing Texas. Obviously, Texas's offense looks as if they're walking around with a cane. Not even a cane, like they're rolling around in a wheelchair. But they know they have to win this game.
Absolutely.
Was that ever a debate for game day to go to an FCS 1 versus 2?
I mean, there were a few people that were upset.
I just
But-
think that's wild. I mean,
I think it's
Vandy,
wild.
LSU, Ole Miss, Oklahoma. I would have even respected the Memphis USF game over that, but
Well, see, I would have respected that way more. But a lot of people are upset because I believe there's been one team that's not in the Big Ten or SEC that has even been included in a game day this year. I'm pretty
But
pretty
dude,
sure.
game day's gonna follow the big games. I don't hate it. Like, I get it, but it's like, shit. It's the best game of the week. Like,
Yeah. And I mean, I'm sorry it's not 2 versus 5, like unfortunately that can't happen every week, so you got to do what you got to do. And I'm sure it was between that and Oklahoma, but they already went to Oklahoma. So
Yeah.
even if they hadn't gone to Oklahoma, I would still pick this game for Vandy because it's going to be exciting.
and there'll be a couple weeks where they'll probably go. If South Florida keeps winning, they'll probably go to South Florida 1 week for sure. So I mean, like they'll get their small school love. Don't worry, it's coming. When there
It's
aren't
coming.
such good games on.
They do it, man. They went to that James Madison App State game a few years ago when Signetti was still there. And JMU lost. Just like Vandy's going to lose.
That's how I thought Signetti was going to be built for the big moment. I was like, he's the next James Franklin, but we'll see.
was that the Hail Mary? Didn't the App State? No, was that was against A&M or something where
No,
App
that was
State threw
against
like the
Troy.
Hail Mary?
Yeah, that was,
Was that against Troy?
Troy completed a Hail Mary to beat Appalachian State after they just pulled off a huge upset.
Yeah, and there's that sorority girl that's watching
Yes.
it, and she
Yeah,
freaks
she,
out.
like, damn near like hung herself. That shit was crazy. Like,
All right, well, my question to you guys would be, if your team was in the playoff, right, what's the most amount of money that you'd spend on, we'll start with a ticket, just a ticket. What's the most amount of money, not including the trip, the travel, the lodging, what's the most amount of money you'd spend on a ticket?
mine's,
Ticket?
like, pretty cheap. It'd be like $30 probably. I don't know
Your
how
team in
much.
the playoffs, Jay? Stop it.
I don't know how much.
Leon's not going there more than once, man. If he makes it one year, he figures it out over there. Maybe somehow gets Shador one more year eligibility.
I
and
was
makes
gonna
it
say
there.
at Whitewater. Like if we somehow made the playoffs, going to that would probably be like what, $30?
All right. If Shador comes back for his final year of eligibility, how much money would you spend on the playoff game to see Colorado?
A ticket? Dude, I would say like overall, I'd save up like $2,000.
$2 grand.
$2,000 for like the run, because I think this is totally dependent on like which
Oh, yeah.
round you're in. Because like, what if your team's in the championship? Or are you just talking like one game?
I'm saying you're in the playoffs, man. Like it doesn't matter where you're at. It's because obviously sometimes you got to go to if like your team was at an away game in the first round. How much would you spend to go there? If they're in the Peach Bowl, how much would you spend? Like, you don't know if you're ever going to see that again. So,
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Ticket wise, I'd probably spend around like $300. I'm gonna assume we're away here, so like the hotel too.
okay.
Yeah, I'd probably say like 300 is where I'd be like looking. Hopefully, it's not more. I mean, it easily could be, but probably 300. Hotel is what I know. They're really like hotels already book it out just in case. Like the teams that are close, They're
I'd
like,
sleep in my car.
yeah, $500 for like a night, probably for a cheap place. So I mean, you can obviously split it with people, but so you start running it up there.
Yeah, for the trip, I mean, I think I'd pay. So I'd pay like probably 1.5 to
I,
2 grand for a
depending
ticket.
on the
To be
round.
honest, and
I
I would
said
figure
first
out the
round.
rest. The most I would ever want to spend on the full trip is about 2,500. And I would just, if the ticket's 2,000, I'd be like, all right, I got to figure out how to stay here and eat for $500, which I think is definitely possible somewhere.
You get it done.
I'm doing it to support my squad. All right. So obviously BYU came off a huge win in that rivalry game last week. Bear Bachmeier, fourth quarterback ever to start 7-0 in his collegiate career. Do you guys know the other three?
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence is one of them.
Wait, are they freshmen when they started or just when they actually started playing?
Yeah.
True freshman.
Yeah.
Started there true because T-Law was splitting reps, so I thought that one was a little fishy. But we're gonna count it.
Was Tua a true freshman when he started playing or no?
No,
He was in the Natty, but he didn't start like.
Yeah, that season it wasn't a true freshman season.
It's the first 7 games of your true freshman year.
Oh,
I'm trying to think of who else were true freshmen to start it. I'm trying to think was Michael Vick one? Not too good.
It's not that far back.
It's not.
Like it's like a little bit before Trevor Lawrence is the first one.
Wait, Trevor Lawrence was the first ever one?
No, there's one guy in front of him.
Okay.
To be honest, I'm kind of blanking on the last guy right now. I thought I had a picture of it, but I don't.
No, he didn't start as a freshman. Shit. I don't think of it. T-Law. I know T-Law.
I got no
Give me a
guess.
So the other guy is Jalen Hurts.
Or don't give me a hint. That's
Pretty elite. Sorry, I don't. My bad. I forgot. So the last guy, I totally forgot who it was. I've been trying to brainstorm this entire time, trying to figure out who the last guy was, and I literally have nothing.
Welcome back to What Do You Got, ladies and gentlemen, the greatest podcast ever.
The greatest podcast ever. Barry Bachmeier in the company with Jalen Hurts and Trevor Lawrence, two of the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL right now, if that says anything about his potential future. But they are not favored against a 2-loss Iowa State team this week. It's at Iowa State.
Ridiculous. Iowa State's buns.
It's at Iowa State. Obviously, they were in the Big 12 ship last year. They won the tiebreaker against BYU to get in. So, how you guys feeling about that one?
BYU by 100. Next.
I am officially fading BYU for one more week. But if they pull it off,
Wears 47. Is that why?
yeah, it's part of it. I can't support a guy that wears that number. I am fading them one more week, but if they win, I will be placing a future on BYU to win the Big 12. So
I love it. I love that.
I officially become a fan if they just prove me wrong again.
I
But
like
this
that.
week, I'm still a hater.
I like that a lot.
See, Baldwin, so on Monday, we both sat here and we said, we are officially done.
I know. But then I looked at the line.
We are officially done doubting BYU. And if there's any situation where I am going to be done, it's where they're not more than a field goal. If this was 3.5, I'd be a little skeptical. 2.5, anyone's game. Give me BYU. I'm done. I'm done doubting him, man. 47 and all. He doesn't turn the ball over. He does what he needs to do. Their defense is awesome. They stopped Devin Dampier. Iowa State, dude, Rocco Becht is not that guy. He's not that guy. And now Matt Campbell again. He's another guy that people are looking at for jobs. So he seems to be pretty committed there, though. So maybe I don't know. I'm taking BYU for sure. That's 4 upsets out of me today.
Yeah, you hate the favorite.
I hate the favorites, but there's one heavy favorite that I am leaning towards in this Indiana versus quote undefeated UCLA team, according to Kurt Signetti. Big week. Can Jerry Buss pull it off?
I like that. I like the spread. I don't like the money line. That's about my analysis. Next.
I mean, UCLA is on fire right now. I mean, they're 3-0 since firing their coach, but it's probably going to come to an end. But what happens if we get a Nico legacy game? Like, he's just the 5-star. Like, it could happen. You never know. Indiana, I mean, I don't expect Kurt Signetti to overlook anyone. I bet he'll have his team ready. But, like, you never know. You never know with Nico. Nico has potential to be great, and he's been awesome the last 3 weeks. So, I don't think it's going to happen, but I wouldn't be if the game's close in the first half, I would watch out.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about how it's hard to win 12 straight games. The one team I'm pretty confident that can do it is Indiana because they just beat the shit out of every single mid team that they play, going back to last year, except Iowa this year. But last year they only had the one kind of close game against Washington, so I think they got that one out of the way with Iowa. I would love to pick UCLA, man. I love what they're doing over there. I don't know. I don't think they should even change anything about their coaching staff, to be honest. I think they should roll with the guys they have. I don't think they should look at anybody. But if there's one thing I know, Kurt Signetti is going to beat the hell out of mid teams. So I'm going to take Indiana to win. I'm going to take them to cover.
Yeah.
I think they're going to win by 40.
Indiana to
But
cover.
I would love to see a Nico legacy game, man. That would be fun. That would be fun. I'd be here for it. I'd accept the feat on that for sure.
The heart's definitely rooting for UCLA, but it's probably not going to happen.
Oh my God! I think the whole country's. I mean, we talked about comeback player of the year in Anna Cavender. What about Nico Iamaleava? Because this guy was the laughing stock of college football 3 weeks ago. We're gonna have a crazy podium finish here at the end of the season if UCLA can pull this one off for comeback player of the year between him and Hannah.
Have you guys?
And maybe that's the guy she goes for, man. Maybe Nico. Maybe they're both up there. They're eliminating them one by one. Final two standing for comeback player of the year, Hannah Cavender and Nico, and they just start making out on the stage right then and there to hard launch, as Landry Kiffin would say, their relationship. And then Nico goes to the playoff. He somehow convinces them that because they ran the table that they're the hottest team in football, and I'm here for it. But give me Indiana by 40.
Yeah.
All right. Another crazy line, man. LSU, 2.5-point dogs in Death Valley. Whoa. That doesn't happen very often.
LSU sucks. And they're without Whit Weeks. They're going to get smoked. Who's going to tackle Marcel Reed? Someone tell me, please.
Little Weeks.
No.
They got two others.
They pop them out. They pop them out like that. Drink your milk, Weeks.
Whit Weeks is going to be home snuggling up with Landry Kiffin while Marcel Reed goes off. Texas A&M to cover the spread, please. Yes, please, with a little cherry on top.
I don't agree.
LSU. Of course you don't.
We'll never have all the picks. For some reason, there's nothing.
No, there's no way this panel people will ever agree on everything.
Hey, we all just picked Indiana, man. We all just picked Indiana.
No,
Yeah,
I
28-point
UCLA
favorite.
cover. I think
You said cover, but like we picked it to win. You picked
Well,
it
it's a 28-point spread. No one's going to go, I think UCLA's going to pull off the upset. I really do. No one's a fucking nerd. Like, what are we talking about? I'm a fucking squid.
Brian Kelly will officially, if he loses this game, be on the major hot seat. He is back against the wall. LSU's back is against the wall. There's nothing about A&M or an LSU that tell me A&M shouldn't win this football game. But for some reason, Death Valley at night, just backs against the wall. I'm just going with LSU. Just gotta believe in Death Valley. That's really the only thing I'm believing in LSU to win.
It's going to be a fun game to watch.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a great game, too. I like what you said. Backs against the wall. It is tough to play in Death Valley, man. But I don't think people are giving A&M the credit they deserve. People are acting like they've played nobody, but once again, they're blowing them out. Like, everyone they play. Like, that Arkansas game was close, but not really. You know, like, score-wise, yes. But it's tough to stop Taylor Green. I don't know. A&M, I think they're legit, man. I think they're actually really good. And they know that the people are doubting them a little bit. I think Mike Elko's a great coach for that. They've been here before, man. They went into Notre Dame, those pansies, and they said, I don't care that I'm 6.5-point underdogs. We're going to win the game outright and end your season right then and there. And they did just that, and they're going to take a commanding lead in the SEC this weekend in Death Valley, and those LSU fans are going to be calling for multiple heads, I believe, and one of them is going to be Brian Kelly, and one of them is going to be Garrett Nussmeier.
Micro Van Bulen. That's not how you pronounce his last name. Not even close.
I don't even know who you were talking about, but
Their backup quarterback transfer.
Oh,
from
my-
Mississippi State.
MVP.
Michael Van Buren, MVP, yeah.
MVP. I just forgot how to pronounce his name because some would say I have a screw loose and others would say I have multiple.
Yeah, you got a few up there, Jay. That's all right, though. 47 really got to you, huh?
What did?
Jay, who would win this game if Marcel Reed wore number 47?
That's a great question. Still Texas A&M.
Still Texas A&M. Wow. Heavy favorites in Jay's eyes.
I don't understand
right.
it.
We'll get out of the
Can I
SEC. We'll
pose a
stop.
question to you guys. Because this
Yeah.
week in NCAA, I was given a tough task. All right, I built up FAU, got out of there, got the North Carolina job. Billy B clearly wasn't working out, so I got the North Carolina job. I took them to the national championship. We lost. We lost the national championship. I got offered the LSU job and the Ole Miss job. I'll be honest, I turned them both down. I was thinking about it. What is the one job that if you were offered, you'd be like, I'm here for life? Like, the only way they're getting me out of this job is if they fired me. Like, no one else can, like I'm not leaving. Like, this is home. Like, this is your dream job.
Wisconsin.
Really?
I think Wisconsin's one of those places where you can go 8-4, 9-3 every year, and then have the occasional 10-win, 11-win season, and you can have that job for 30 years, just like Kirk Ferentz has had at Iowa, just like D'Antonio had at Michigan State a few years back. And I think Wisconsin has the resources to do it, man. I think they have enough people that believe in the program to where you can actually make that happen. And like everyone says, they're hating on the Big Ten. Right? They said it's top heavy, so it's not hard to become that second tier in the Big Ten. You just have to get ahead of the Iowa, the Washington, the Michigan at this point, and you can solidify yourself in that Big Ten race damn near every year. And I love Midwest football, man. Ground and pound, play some defense, jump around. I mean, that place is electric. They love their football up there. Give me the Wisconsin job. I ain't leaving.
Wow, so that's your dream job. I love that answer.
However, I'm not a football coach. I think being a college football coach has to be one of the worst jobs of all time. I get you get paid $10 million a year, but you don't have any off days, dude. Like, especially with NIL and the transfer portal, you are recruiting 24/7. You don't have a family life. Speaking of Chad Powers, we just witnessed that in the last episode. Being a college football coach is incredibly difficult and daunting. I don't know how people do it for 40 years. I mean, you love the game. You breathe the game.
All it is ball. Like, that's all you do is ball.
It's not, though. It's literally, it's sales. It's a traveling salesman job with the occasional coaching for 4 months out of the year.
Yeah, bro, that shit sounds amazing, bro.
No.
There's so much negotiation going on that it's like not football.
Well, you're like a
You got
lawyer.
people up
You're
your
a lawyer,
ass.
a CEO, and a coach all in one. It sounds amazing.
You're a CEO with people up your ass at all times. Like,
Not
there's
you
very
will.
little college coaches that have full control over the program without boosters in their ear, without the school in their ear. And then you got kids nowadays being like, I didn't even play this year, but I want to raise just to stay. I would just be like, what are you doing? Like, I would literally let kids walk. I would let them walk. I would call their bluff every single time. But to have to deal with that, like, you're working 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. every single day for 365 days a year, it would be daunting to be a college football coach. And I get you have all that money. So I guess the last 20 years of your life got to be pretty exciting. But it's a 30-year grind to get to that point, with the exceptions of Dan Lanning and Kenny Dillingham.
Well,
I don't know.
That's the people like stuff's been talking about with Sark, because Sark got, like, I'm sure you guys saw that. Sark got questioned about, like, giving up play calling. That's what everyone's been talking about. It's like, you got to deal with so much extra stuff. That's why people do give up play calling, even if they're really good at it. So I think, like, that just you have so much other stuff to take care of. You can't even like probably do what you enjoy. Like I'm sure Sark, that's like one of his favorite things to do as a coach is to actually draw up plays and call it. But he like can't do that. I mean, I maybe he can, but I don't. I saw people talking about how there hasn't been a national championship winning coach that's like been calling plays and ever or a long time, or ever since the playoff era, probably I think is what the mention was on the time frame. So I don't know, but I know it's got to be grueling job. They probably enjoy it though. Still, if I had to take a guess.
Yeah, it's just not for everybody. You heard James Franklin talk about it this weekend. He said that's all he does. He said I'm here to be a coach. I don't fish. I don't golf. You don't get hobbies. It's not a part of the job. Now, if you're willing to get paid $9 million a year to do that, go for it, man. It's pretty nice. I think the ideal scenario would be getting a good job, getting good pay. Let me give you an example. Mike Norvell. That's the college football coach I want to be. I want to be like, yeah, I'm running Florida State for 4 years, and they're going to pay me $70 million to sit on my ass for the rest of my life, and I wouldn't coach. I would just take that deal, and I would get out of there, and I'd invest in some stocks or something.
That is definitely an option for Mike Norvell.
That is something. That's something. That's take of the year. I love that.
All right, we'll get into the next game. I know we just mentioned Kenny Dillingham. Another guy, I don't think he's ever going to leave. I don't know if you guys saw that interview that's recently respawned back
He said he wanted to be the head coach at ASU before he was even 30 years old. Like, this is a dream of his. Shout out Kenny Dillingham. You're the man.
And I don't think he did it before 30, but
close. I think it was. I thought he was 32 when he got hired. That might have been.
Yeah, he's very young 30s,
Yeah,
which is
young.
very impressive, right? And he turned it around like that.
I'm such a huge believer in Kenny Dillingham. Like, how can you not love Kenny Dillingham? Everything that dude just does. I'm such a him and Dan Lanning, man. I love both of them, but like Kenny Dillingham, I love Kenny Dillingham. I'm gonna glaze him right now.
Dan Lanning might just need to get off the coke, but other than that, he's good.
Yeah, seriously, man. And speaking of ASU, I think they're gonna throttle Houston. Like we said about BYU, we're done doubting them. I've never stopped doubting ASU, and I'm not gonna stop now. I think Houston's better than people are giving them credit for. Willie Fritz, great coach. I think he'll turn it around one day. They're going to have some money in Houston, but I think it's too early in his tenure to win a big game at ASU like that. I think ASU wins. I think ASU covers because they're fighting for that Big 12 spot as well and that playoff spot.
Yep.
I agree they win. But watch out, it's a close game. I think Houston's defense is pretty good. So, I know Jordan Tyson's out too, I'm pretty sure. Kenny Dillingham said that earlier in the week. So,
he did.
The offense is struggling a little bit for ASU, and it's close. It's another one of those games where, if it's close, anything can happen. But I think ASU probably wins.
This is going to be a big game for Raleek Brown. This is where he's going to come out, and they're going to utilize him more. They're going to have him and Udo, I think, on the field at the same time because Jordan Tyson's not in. They got to get all their playmakers in there. So last week, Texas went into Lexington and had to go through an extra quarter to beat them. So you look at this week's spread, Kentucky 8.5-point dogs against Tennessee. I mean, that perks my interest.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I kind of like it a lot. I think Kentucky's a decent football team. Like they're a competitive football team. They played Ole Miss tight. Yeah, I kind of like Kentucky. I like Kentucky a lot in that spread. I don't think they're gonna win the game, but I think they're gonna cover the spread. I think it's gonna be a 3-point game, probably game-winning field goal. Yeah, give me Kentucky cover.
The only way to describe Kentucky, I feel like it's like if you're ever playing baseball night game under the lights and you just have gnats swarming your hat, like that's what Kentucky is. They're just like a gnat that will never go away, and they will find. I feel like this year they're gonna find one. That's just they upset one team. They almost had it last week. I don't know if it's gonna be this week. The only thing that gives me hope, not hope, I don't really care, but hope that Kentucky maybe can pull it off is just that Tennessee's defense sucks. So if Kentucky's scoring the ball, which their offense is not good, that is not a good sign for Tennessee. Because I think Kentucky defense with Mark Stoops is always decent. So if Kentucky's scoring, watch out.
Yeah, I mean, last week was abysmal to watch. That game was just absolutely terrible. if Arch Manning was just serviceable, if he was a middle to bottom tier SEC quarterback, Texas would be very much so in the national championship race. But he is so bad right now that they are just getting doubted by everybody. And it looks like he's not improving at all. Now, I get all the preseason stuff. It's hard to handle that as a kid. And people people get upset with spectators hating on kids. Well, guess what? I'm a kid too, so I can do it. Arch Manning has looked terrible. And the only thing that is making me want to believe in him in the future is simply his name. Because I think with those people around him, I think it's hard to be bad. But he has shown zero promise. He is terrible. Not even close to serviceable. And if he was close to serviceable, they'd be great. Just like Auburn would be great with Jackson Arnold if he was close to serviceable. Those are the bottom two quarterbacks in the SEC, in my opinion. It's not even close. And each week we're waiting on Arch to break out, and it just hasn't happened. And now we have a close line, or we had an overtime game against Kentucky, which just looked terrible. And he can't hit the open receiver. I get that he's getting blitzed, but you just got to get the ball out of your hands.
Well, that's what teams are doing to him now. They're just blitzing him because they know he's not good under pressure. So they're sending a blitz the majority of the time, and he's not going to hit the man even if he's open. Like, there's so many crossing routes. I remember in the Kentucky game that he was just straight up missing, like behind the guy or just over his head. So, yeah, he just looked like crap. I don't know when it's going to get better, but I feel like it eventually will.
The receivers are wide open. He's blatantly missing them by not even feet, by yards. It's unbelievable. He can't throw to a wide open guy. And now I'm starting to believe that, yeah, his high school competition was terrible, and he's not used to this, which he's not. But is he going to get over the hump? I don't know. And you can't bench him because he's Arch Manning. He's making $6 million at least. He's got a sponsorship with Red Bull, and he's sitting there in the pocket doing nothing with the ball. I don't know what's going on, but they got to figure it out quickly at Texas because they got some tough games coming up, especially with that one at Vandy next week. He needs to figure it out. He has looked awful. All right, we'll stop hating for a little bit. We'll get into some trivia. We'll let the audience hate on us for our ball knowledge. Jay's got it. Jay's got the trivia this week.
Got you, fellas. All right, we're going to do first, I have one question, then we're going to have a new segment of trivia.
Okay.
Under the new college football era, ever since it started becoming the college football playoffs, how many different national coaches, how many different coaches have won a national championship, and who were they? Think amongst yourself, and once you have it, bang the buzzer, you'll go. If you get it wrong, next person thinks, the next person bang the buzzer. Think. Once you got it, bang the buzzer. Here we go.
5.
Okay.
Nick
Wrong.
Saban, Kirby Smart, Urban Meyer, Ryan Day, Ed Orgeron. 6. Jim Harbaugh.
Who did you say? You said who? You missed one.
I said 6 of them.
Yeah,
I don't think
7.
he did. What?
There's 7.
I had 5. Forgot about Ryan Day, and that was last year.
Who's the other one? Dude, 6 or 7.
Dude, I think you're wrong.
I'm looking at it right now, and there's 7. You want me to read you?
No, I think you're wrong, dude. I blatantly think you're wrong.
All right, tell me none of these coaches have not won a college football playoff.
It's
Dabo.
Yeah,
Right?
I said Dabo.
I don't think he did.
I never heard Dabo.
I said Urban Meyer, Ryan Day, Nick Saban, Dabo, Ed Orgeron, and Jim Harbaugh.
You're missing one.
Don't say Jimbo Fisher. That's false.
Nope, it is not Jimbo Fisher, but you're missing one. You're missing a pretty fucking big one. They're in the SEC.
So who's won it? LSU, Bama, Georgia.
Say his name. Say his name.
I said all those names.
Yeah.
You never said Kirby Smart.
Yes, I did.
He did the first time. I'm telling. He forgot Dabo
Urban
the
Meyer.
first time. I'm telling
No,
you.
I said 6 of them, and I just named 6 of them.
Urban Meyer, Nick Saban, Dabo Sweeney, Ed Ogeron, Kirby Smart, Jim Harbaugh, Ryan Day. 7.
Jay's definitely right. I just don't know who you forgot the first time.
I can't remember who you forgot, but you forgot someone.
Dude, Kirby,
Uh-huh.
Dabo,
Uh-huh.
Meyer,
Uh-huh.
Saban,
Uh-huh.
Day,
Yeah.
Orgeron,
Harbaugh.
Harbaugh.
Harbaugh. Fuck.
All right, now it's time for the new trivia style. All right? It's simple. You each get 3 lives. Baldwin, we're going to start with you. Because you need a win, you need a real bad. All right?
I'll just always be defeated.
We're going Heisman for Heisman. First one to get 3 wrong, incomplete. Ready, set, Baldwin.
Time out. Any Heisman winner ever?
Any Heisman winner ever.
Devontae Smith.
Bang.
Travis Hunter,
Bang.
Ooh, most recent. Joe Burrow.
Bang.
Jaden Daniels,
Oh, bang.
Derrick Henry.
Hey.
Marcus Mariota,
Marcus Mariota's a bang.
Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Manziel. Bang me.
Jameis Winston,
Jameis Winston, bang.
Jameis Winston won a Heisman.
Yeah. 2013.
I gotta think of obscure ones. Dude, I suck with pressure on me, man. Can't think of any.
Oh.
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton. Double the points. I'll give you double the points if you can give me the year.
2010 or 12.
Bang.
Was it
2010.
10?
2010.
I always
Double
get that
points
mixed
in the
up.
Hypothetical points game.
Lamar,
Lamar, bang. Baldwin, you're missing one that's just like smack you right in the face.
I always am, dude.
Just turn around.
That didn't happen.
Other way. Other shoulder. Other shoulder. Other shoulder. Look at the wall.
That's a Chicago flag, man.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Who's your quarterback? Your franchise quarterback?
Oh. Caleb Williams.
Bang! Tom.
Kyler Murray,
Bang. Baldwin.
Just give me an X. Give me a
Sam
moment.
Bradford. Tom.
oh, we're just giving them. We're just doing that. Baker Mayfield,
Matt Liner. Baldwin's on fire.
why?
I'm getting benched.
All right, Jay, is it me and you with the sheet in front of you?
We just want to see how much ball knowledge you have because I've already looked at this list. So,
So should I just rattle them off?
yeah, I got Ricky Williams. Who you got?
Troy Smith, Ohio State.
Dang. Carson Palmer.
Did you get Reggie Bush already?
I did not.
Charles Woodson. I'll throw it in there.
Hell yeah. Devin O'Brien. What you know about that? Oh, Davey O'Brien. Davey O'Brien.
Who the quarterback trophy's named after? That's
Yeah,
who
what you know about Davey O'Brien?
That's
What
what
do
you
you
meant to say? Mark Ingram.
Mark Ingram. Give me Larry Kelly.
Bro, you have no idea who that is.
I know he won. I know he went to Yale.
That's how far we're talking.
And he won the Heisman Trophy in 1936.
He's got the list in front of him, dude. That's where it starts gets tough for me.
Give me Bruce Smith out of
2000
Minnesota.
So 2007 was Troy Smith, right?
It's not going to go down to that far on the list.
Or was he 2004?
2007 was not Troy Smith. He was also not 2004. Be close. It's
No,
not
2004.
6. It's
Oh, Vince Young?
Vince Young.
No, he didn't win one.
Never won one.
Tebow.
Tebow bang.
Oh, there it is, Tebow.
He did win 2007. Yes, correct. What about Ronnie Day? Dine.
Ron
Hard to
Dane?
read. Yeah, where he went. Eddie George.
Eddie George.
Dog.
I could have gotten Eddie George. I'm trying to think in the 90s, so it's kind of out of my...
Barry Sanders.
Barry
Did
Sanders.
Did OJ kill his wife or when he win the Heisman? Or did he do both?
That's how I'm going to start the segment for sure.
Was it both or did he just kill his wife? I
I'm
don't know.
100% starting the video. Did OJ kill his wife or win the Heisman? Or both?
What's the answer? I'm the one with the list in front of me, I guess.
I'm going both.
Nah, I think he just killed his wife.
Did Desmond Howard win a Heisman?
Yeah.
Or was that Super Bowl MVP? He won
Roger
Super Bowl
Staubach,
MVP. I know
Navy.
that.
Navy. OJ Simpson did win a Heisman and kill his wife. Good for OJ.
OJ.
That's all I got. I don't know if I have any more in the tank. I feel like there's some from like 06 to like 09, but I think that's Ingram, Tebow. Did we miss one in that range?
From 09?
06 to 09?
Yeah. Bang, bang, bang. Yes.
We got them all?
Yeah, you got them all.
Yeah, I can only go back to like 04 when Leinart won. Or that was 06 maybe.
Yeah.
That's all I got in the tank, fellas.